And we are back. Welcome to the final day of the World Cup group stages after a day where it actually looked like for a brief moment it was going to go the way that you were expecting. But as always, as it has been throughout this World Cup, the World Cup delivered some massive shocks and some massive upsets and some incredible drama. And I think we have to start with Romelu Lukaku because he had so many chances to put Belgium into the next round. All he had to do was score one of them, but somehow, some way, he missed them all. And I do feel a little bit sorry for him. I really liked him when he was at Manchester United. I always felt like he could have offered a little bit more, but he still took his chances when they came, and it just didn't happen for him last night. Obviously, he's had his injury problems. He's not played essentially any sort of proper football since August. So to throw him in at the last minute to try and grab a goal for Belgium against Croatia at a World Cup was a big ask, but some of those chances you'd expect most players to score, let alone a striker worth £100 million. So I feel sorry for him, and obviously it meant that Belgium ended up going out because of it. And Roberto Martinez has sadly lost his job because of it as well. So it's going to be a rough couple of months, I think, for Lukaku mentally, and I hope he is feeling all right this morning. But yeah, all in all, Belgium crash out and are joined by Canada, who once again put on a good display yesterday. They've been, bizarrely, you'd say, the most entertaining team in that group, despite ending up getting 0 points in the end. But Canada and Belgium drop out of that group, and massive congratulations to Morocco for winning the group and Croatia for holding on to that 0-0 draw, meaning they progressed to the next round as well. And next up, I'll be honest with you, at half-time, with Spain and Germany both winning 1-0, I gave up on it last night. I came in here, started recording some videos for my gaming channel, and I've always links to that in the description. And if you want to see my reactions to Japan scoring twice, then Costa Rica scoring twice, keep an eye on the gaming channel over the next few days, because I still had it on in the background whilst I was playing, and then, yeah, absolute chaos ensued. Japan and Costa Rica were both winning, meaning that for that small period of time, Japan and Costa Rica were going to go through and Germany and Spain were going to go out. Obviously, Germany were able to pull it back, meaning that it was Japan and Spain that were going through. The Germans were desperately praying for the Spanish to get an equaliser, which would see them go through. But despite Spain's best efforts, and I will say this, that I don't think there was any form of conspiracy theory and whatnot. In my opinion, Spain were absolutely going for that equaliser. But Japan held their nerve, they held their ground and got the 2-1 win, meaning that Japan win the group, Spain finish runners-up, and Germany join Costa Rica in dropping out of the World Cup. Germany getting knocked out in the group stages for the second World Cup running. Absolute drama, absolute chaos. Everything you'd want to see from the World Cup. And fingers crossed we're going to see a similar day today, because even though there's not as much on the line, there is a situation where 3 teams in each group can still go through, with one already going through. So there's still a possibility for every team in the group to progress. But of course, the top team in each group today has already gone through. So we'll see. Maybe it won't be as entertaining today, but you just never know with this World Cup. It looked like it wasn't going to be entertaining yesterday, and it ended up being so. So fingers crossed it's going to be another crazy day. But before we get into my predictions for today, let's do a quick roundup of yesterday's results and see what it has done for the series. And as always, don't forget to drop a like on this series if you are enjoying it. Let's get into those results, where these were the predictions I made. These were the results. All in all, it is another matchday score of 2. I've not really got too many complaints. I thought Croatia could have played a little bit better, and it was quite clear they were just more interested in getting the clean sheet than getting the win over Belgium. They clearly didn't matter if they won the group or finished runners-up. They got what they needed, so no points for me in that one. And of course, Japan beating Spain means that I scored no points in that one as well. But again, I have absolutely no complaints. Japan were fully merited for that result. But I suppose my only little grievance from yesterday is that it's a shame Canada were able to nick a goal against Morocco, because it would have been nice to get a 3-pointer there. But that brings my tournament score now up to 25 with 1 day left of the group stages. As always, let me know how you got on. And now let's look ahead to match day 13. And this is a bizarre day, because somehow, some way, if you look at the 2 groups that are being played today, they're exactly the same. You have a team that's already gone through on 6. The second place team is on 3. Third and fourth are both on 1. And in both groups, they have the exact same goal difference. Okay, it's a little bit different when it comes down to goals scored. But not only are they all the same in terms of points and goal difference, the same teams are playing the same teams today as well. First is playing third, second is playing fourth. Just bizarre, but doesn't that just fit in perfectly with how this World Cup is going at the moment? So essentially we're going to end up having the same conversation twice here, but I have made slightly different predictions within each group. So we'll start off with Group H because those games are being played first, and we'll start with South Korea and Portugal. And to be honest with you, I don't think it really matters what team Portugal put out. I've said enough times on this series, I think Portugal are the team to beat at this World Cup. I know a fair few of you disagree with me in that regard, but I just think they have such a strong squad that it doesn't really matter who they put out today. I think they beat South Korea. I'm going to go for 3-1 to Portugal. I can see the Koreans nicking a goal. I think they played very well against Ghana and were unlucky not to get any points in that one. So I can see them scoring, but I can't see them stopping Portugal from getting the win today. The other game in the group is a lot more interesting. Ghana can go through with a point if the Portugal-South Korea game goes the way they want it to, but they do need to win to guarantee themselves a place in the next round. Uruguay, on the other hand, have to win and rely on the result to go the way they need it to in the other game as well. So lots riding on this one. I have to think Uruguay come good at some point. They were my dark horses for a team that will perform very well at this World Cup, and it just hasn't really happened for them yet. The strikers haven't been firing. The midfield hasn't even been at the level you would expect with the likes of Bentancur and Valverde. I know Bentancur had a good game last time out, but even Valverde hasn't really impressed, and it's just not really happened for them. And obviously Ghana have been fantastic. Mohamed Kudus, the Ajax player, being absolutely phenomenal like he has been all season for them. So it's interesting, and this may surprise you, but I'm actually going to go for a Uruguay win. I'm going to go for 2-1 to Uruguay. I can't believe that they'll just have 3 absolutely stinking performances and just bow out without really doing anything. Don't get me wrong, I think Ghana deserve their place in the next round, and I actually hope Ghana do get the spot in the next round because I think they deserve it the most. But I don't know, just got a little feeling on Uruguay again today, and I'll be more than happy for it to be wrong, but that is what I'm going for in that one. Next up, we have the game that matters the most in the next group, which is Serbia and Switzerland. I probably should put these two the other way around, but we're here now, so we'll do it this way around. Serbia, like Uruguay, must win and then hope Brazil beat Cameroon. Switzerland just need the draw, but they again cannot assume that they need the draw just in case Cameroon do beat Brazil. But this then comes down to who I think is the better team, because I don't think Switzerland have been great in their 2 matches. They just defended well. Whereas Serbia, I think, have played all right, but haven't quite hit the heights you'd fully expect from them. So it's a tough one to call, this one. I really like the Serbian team. I'm still a bit confused why we've not seen Vlahovic so far at this tournament. It doesn't seem to be due to injuries, so hopefully we'll see him today, and I am going to go for that Serbia win again. I really like the team, I really like the players they've got, and I hope they can get the result today to see them in to the next round. But this Swiss team is very tough, very resolute, and it wouldn't surprise me one bit to see this game end as a 0-0 draw, or another one like we saw against Cameroon, where the Swiss just sort of sit back and then sort of nick it on the counter. So we'll see. I'm going for Serbia, but again, wouldn't surprise me to see the Swiss get at least a point in this one. And finally, the last game of the group stages is Cameroon up against Brazil. Brazil, I think, again, will make some big changes. They are basically already through as group winners, depending on how this one goes. And Cameroon, despite the fact that they're going to be fighting for their lives, I just don't think they have the overall quality to beat Brazil, whatever team Brazil put out. I think it'll be an interesting one. I think, obviously, if Brazil are going to make changes to that defence, I can see Cameroon scoring. So I'm going to go for 3-1. But, yeah, I just think no matter who Brazil put in that attacking line, they've got so much quality that they haven't even used yet. The likes of Antony, Gabriel Jesus, Martinelli, etc. I just think they're going to be too much for Cameroon. So I'm going to go for 3-1 to Brazil. And that is going to be it for the World Cup group stages. As always, please let me know down in the comments what you think is going to happen and what you think of my predictions. I'll be back tomorrow morning for the first day of the knockout stages, where somehow, some way, the excitement should ramp up even more. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow morning.